what's something about yourself that you're really proud of?
Like the biggest one is that faith piece. Coming into college, I was one way, and leaving, I'm completely different, which has been the biggest blessing and a good thing.
Hey, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is just a really fun way for us, I feel like, to recap
Yeah,
kind of your story.
for sure.
And I feel privileged to be able to do it, having got to watch it so closely for the last 5 years. So, yeah, just tell me a little bit, like, what are you pursuing right now?
Right now, I am planning to go to Germany to play basketball, which is so crazy. I never would have thought that this is something that I would have done. Actually, like when I first came to college, I felt like I heard of people playing overseas. And not that I didn't think I could do it, but it was just like kind of out of thought. Like I just really never put myself in that situation. And so it wasn't until you had asked me,
Hmm.
like, hey, is this something you'd be interested in? Because I think you're good enough. And I think the first time I told you, I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't think I want to. And you're like, just keep the door open, just think about it. And so I felt like after praying about it and just taking time, it was like, how could I not? It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so, yeah, I'm really thankful that you kind of like led me to do it in a way, just opened the door for me. And having like my agent reach out, it just all kind of worked together.
Yeah, the
Like,
agent reaching out, I felt like it was just such perfect because that's half the battle.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've known so many girls, coaches will reach out to me and be like, "Can you get an agent lined up with them?" I'm like, they're not easy to come by.
Yeah.
And the fact that this one reached out specifically asking about you, I'm like, let's go, hey. That's big.
Yeah. I was so excited because that process is kind of like what not makes me nervous, but just like it's hard. Like you don't know how to do it, and you were kind of like my only like connection.
Yeah.
And so I was really thankful that like he had reached out, and I like had one offer from this team in Germany, and it's like the perfect
It is.
situation. And so I'm really excited. I literally leave in a couple days.
I know.
It's just like
I'm so excited for you though.
Yeah.
I'm like just all of I know I've said this to you before. I genuinely though feel like your best basketball is ahead of you. Like you've been able to play and grow and develop, and now it's like they're bringing you over there to score.
Yeah.
Right? Score and rebound. There's no, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this. It's like just go be a baller the whole time, which is really cool.
I'm really excited for that. From what I've heard from like teammates, coaches, my agent, they have like a big following there. And I'm just like, oh, that's going to be so cool, especially because we had such a big following here. And so I think that's going to be awesome. I think their style of play kind of fits into like what we did. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more. I don't want to say freedom because I was given freedom here, but just it looks different.
Absolutely.
And as a player, I think that's going to be exciting to kind of go through. It might be a little challenging, like different, but yeah, I'm excited.
How do you feel like going over there? Right? Because we all have a purpose in life, right? Basketball is what we do. It's not who we are.
Yeah.
How do you feel like going over there is really helping you fulfill your purpose in life?
Yeah, that's something that I was really challenged with. Like before I came into my faith, I really didn't understand purpose in general, you know? And so kind of having the backbone of my faith and sharing the gospel and like sharing my story and being vulnerable, I feel like that's just a huge asset of mine in my faith, is just trying to be real with people about like what I believe in and why and like what I've gone through. And so that's what I've been challenged with here, and I've kind of learned about myself. But then as I've kind of decided to go play, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting anxious and I don't really know like what to expect there. And I'm like forgetting that the purpose is still the same. And the basketball court is my platform, and I'll be able to connect with the community, hopefully, which people are praying for me in that, like getting to know people around there, my teammates, like coaches, even like opponents and refs and maybe someone I meet at the grocery store. Just like not forgetting that like loving others, serving others, sharing my story, the gospel, is my purpose. And I'm so glad that like basketball has given me this opportunity to like complete like what the Lord has for me in another country, which is so fun. And so yeah, that's my
It'll be
purpose.
interesting to see what community looks like,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Because
Mm.
I think what an opportunity.
Mhm.
What an opportunity you have to really fulfill your purpose there. Fulfilling that is always done so much with so much more um, gumption and support and all of it when there's a
Mhm.
community around it. So it
Yeah.
will be interesting to see what that community in particular looks
Yeah.
like for you.
And that's one thing that was huge for me at Ashland was like I had so many different like pockets of community. I had like my really close friends and just like people I went to school with, the team, and then people throughout, maybe fans that would come to our games and stuff. Like they loved us so much and just did all they could for us in multiple ways. And so I felt like a sense of community there. And then kind of stepping back and I like worked at a coffee shop here, and like being an intern at Park Street has really also opened a ton of doors for community. And I just feel like super loved by just a bunch of different angles, which I'm so thankful for. But that's also like really scary going into this next season. And it's like, oh gosh, like I don't know anyone. And that's one of my biggest reasons in going as well, not only to like fulfill that purpose, but also just to grow deeper with the Lord. I think that my faith has just been surrounded by all these people, which has been great. But I'm really excited to grow in intimacy with the Lord and just know more about myself and him in a way that I never thought I could. And I think this will be the perfect opportunity. And while I'm doing that, just seeking community on my own, I
For
guess,
sure.
It'll
So it'll be anytime you step out into something new, right? It's always an
Mhm.
opportunity. So
Yeah. What an opportunity.
what an opportunity. Hey, I love it. Cool. Well, shifting a little bit here. Uh, Obviously you're getting ready to go. What's going on in the future is really exciting, but what's happened in the past has also shaped you to get here, right? And so taking a second to really think on like what's something about yourself that you're really proud of that maybe you didn't think that that would even be possible. Like, say, when you look back before you got to Ashland or maybe before high school, you're like, this is never going to be me.
Yeah.
But now it has become you. And yeah, share a little bit about that.
Gosh, that's a good one. I think the one, like the biggest one, is that faith piece. I never thought that I would have my own faith. And I think that has really just shaped and matured me. And coming into college, I was one way, and leaving, I'm completely different, which has been the biggest blessing and a good thing. Not only do I know that purpose, do I have this community of people that I love and that love me and love the Lord even more, but also I've just matured and like I'm proud of that, And so that's been really cool. Also that community piece. I've just built friends that I never thought that I would, and have people in my corner that I never would have thought. And so that's always something that I can come back to no matter what. And so I'm really proud of that. And also like basketball wise, winning a national championship, like
That's right.
is literally insane. Insane. And just like you said, there's just so many things that have to go right, and they did. And I never would have thought that we would have gotten to do that and like be a big part in it. And it was just such a cool year too. It was the 50th anniversary, right?
Yep, for Title IX.
Yeah,
Yep.
for Title IX, and they just had so much going on, and it just felt like wow, like I don't know, it was perfect.
It was. Hayley, there are two specific things that I really remember from your career that you've said. One statement was after we won the national championship and we were walking into the airport, you looked back, you were carrying the trophy, and you're like, you guys, like, this is what we came to Ashland. Like, this is what we
Yeah.
said we wanted to do, and we did it.
Yeah.
And that, like, just brought so much joy to my heart because it's true. That's why
Yeah.
people came. And then the other thing was, I remember after your freshman year having our 15-minute meeting, and you were like, Coach P, I'll be honest, if it wasn't for basketball, I don't know if I would be here right now.
Yeah. Say
And
that.
how cool it's been to see that moment, which was during COVID, and it was really hard and it was really yucky and all of the things, to like you having left, having so much community and have grown so much. Like, I just think it's such an amazing story.
Thanks for reminding me that. I forgot. I literally forgot that. And I was humbled a little bit in the best way. Like, what do you mean I'm just here for basketball? I feel like I've been so seasoned.
Yeah.
Like,
But at the
best
time,
thing.
that's
Yeah.
what's true.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the testament of growth that you've had, which
Yeah.
is just so cool. All right. So we talked about something that we're proud of. Share with me something that has maybe been really hard in your life that you've really grown from, and you didn't really going through it think that it was going to be a good thing for you. But when you look back on it, you're like, no, wow, I really took a lot away from that.
I think here, coming here was like not in my bingo card, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I didn't expect to have committed here and then obviously come here, especially COVID was also really weird too. That made my first year really hard, honestly.
Really hard.
It was just
that
like,
was the worst year ever. And the best year. I loved
Yeah.
that team, but it was just hard.
Yeah, it was really hard and just you never knew what was going on and obviously you couldn't because everything was just so unknown. That was hard. Also just committing here, there was just like some outside things that were going on that kind of led me to they were kind of encouraging me not to come here. And so I'm really thankful that that didn't work out.
Me too.
Listen. Yeah, now I'm here and I'm having the best time. And also one thing too, basketball wise, I had just so many injuries that like I didn't really expect to have and they were lingering on. And I was really thankful. I missed my first year, like that COVID year, I hurt my back, but everything else was kind of in the off season or in the summer that kind of lingered on during the season. But that was hard physically.
I am still kind of bummed that you didn't get because you could have played. You were technically in the realm where you could have played for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should still technically have 1 year.
Honestly,
Like your first year should have been your medical redshirt, and then you should have gotten another COVID year.
That's what I thought would have happened, but I guess not. So,
boo.
Could have been here for 6.
I know, 6 years.
6? Let's go. On the court. And I wouldn't have been that old. We were just talking about.
No, you would have been just fine.
Yeah. What's been something that's been really hard for you? Just even as a player here, coaching?
Yeah. First thing that comes to mind, there are 2 stories that really come to mind. First one was early on in my coaching. There was a situation where there was just a lot of jealousy and hurt within the team. And we had a really good year. It was back when I was an assistant. We had won a lot of games and only lost 2 of them. And so you would have thought that it would have been a lot of highs, but there was a lot of turmoil. And I had to learn what forgiveness looked like in that time because for me to swallow my pride and to say, okay, I maybe didn't intend to hurt anyone, but if they viewed it and took it that way, I need to be willing to look at it through their lens and to see where they're coming from. And I just really learned about forgiveness and what that looked like at that time. That forgiveness doesn't mean that you have all of these wonderful feelings towards a particular person right away. It's that for me, Jesus has commanded me to forgive as he forgave us. And holy cow, that's a lofty ask. But the idea that you choose to forgive someone, you make that choice. And then there's the act of actually forgiving someone. And that act is like, okay, I am praying for that person and I am genuinely trying to change my heart towards that person. I've already chosen to forgive them, but that feeling of forgiveness, it takes time. Right. And then by the end of it, and this happened in this situation where I could genuinely look on that person who I had hurt. And I didn't think that I did, but I did. And look on them and want what was best for that person. That was really a transformative experience for me. And then the other one, like you had already mentioned COVID. It was so hard. I don't think anyone realizes how hard it actually was because not only was there the social unrest of what to do with COVID, masks or no masks, vaccines or no vaccines, having you guys have to get tested 6 times a week in order to be able to go play in Michigan. It was just crazy what that year looked like. But on top of that, there was also the political unrest that was going on of um, kneeling or not kneeling for the flag. Should I post something on social media or not post something on social media? There was all of this pressure coming in from all of these sides of what I'm supposed to do. And it really just taught me to lean onto the Lord and to not be swayed by what the world is telling me to do, but to stand true to the convictions of what Jesus Christ has told me to do. And so, while it was really hard, I feel like some of the hardest things in our life shape us the most. So I wouldn't trade having to go through it at
That's
all.
good. I love that.
Wow,
Yeah.
thanks, eh?
Learning that unforgiveness has been, and something I'm still learning, is huge in COVID. Yucky.
It's hard.
On the flip side, though, talking about something that's been really hard, but also something that you're proud of, just at any point. I feel like there's so much, just me looking at you, there's so like your family and your career and just anything outside of that, your like home church and all of that stuff. Like, what's one thing that you feel like has been huge?
Something that I would say that I'm proud of and that I wouldn't necessarily have expected is that I grew up in a really female empowered lifestyle. I went to a high school where women's sports it was a big deal, right? Like I won 2 state championships in high school. We made it to a third one my senior year. My mom was my head coach at the time. When I played volleyball, we made it to state twice with them. My volleyball coach was a female, and so I was always surrounded by a bunch of really empowered females. And I think that that was so awesome, and it really helped shape me as a woman. That yeah, being a strong, confident woman is normal, right? Like that wasn't something I had to learn to grow into. That was something this was what I was surrounded by. But really coming into the fact of um, being a strong, independent woman doesn't mean that I can't also respectfully love and submit to my husband as well. And in a society where I think that is looked not down upon, but looked at with questioning eyes of like, why why would you do it like this? And for me, it's like because I believe that it is such a beautiful example of Christ in the church, and I wanna be able to walk into that well, and that's something that I hope that people can see in Brad and I's marriage, that even though I am a head coach of a women's basketball program and have a lot of opportunities to speak, a lot of opportunities to go and meet with people, in our home, I want it to be modeled that my husband loves me like Christ loves the church, and I want to be able to respect and submit to him as Christ did to the Lord. And yeah, I hope that that's something that my children see as well. And while I still empower my girls to still be strong, independent women who can go make a big time impact, because they will, whether I want to or not. Chloe is as fierce of a human as I've ever met. Um, yeah, I would say that that's something that hopefully our marriage can be set apart in that
That's
way.
beautiful. It honestly has. I think that's really been such a huge impact on my life and just forming my faith is having you, not only you just as a woman and a leader, but also your relationship with Brad has been so cool to just learn and
Thanks,
learn and
Nick.
experience. Yeah. And I'll never forget, like, just, and how you parent too. It's just really cool and just such a beautiful thing, honestly.
I appreciate
And
it.
whether you're a believer or not, just the way that you guys carry yourselves and like set a standard in your marriage is really cool because it impacts people more than you know. And that's what I also love about our program. It's just so like family oriented and loving and nurturing, but also like we get stuff done at the same time.
That's right.
And so it's really cool. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I
It's
appreciate
been
that.
awesome.
Hey, that's really sweet. All right, hey. Well, this is such a fun. We've talked about the future, what's
Yeah.
we talked about the past, and kind of what shaped you. Let's talk about the here and now
Yeah.
of what do you want your life to give to the world?
Oh gosh, that's a lot.
It's a heavy question, but
It is.
we're going for it.
Yeah, I honestly truly think that, again, it's back to like that purpose. And obviously, I can plan ahead, hopefully, try to plan ahead. And I think God is going to open doors for me that I don't even know and maybe close some. There's going to be a ton of opportunity, but just not forgetting the now in that as well. I've had this beautiful amount of time here in Ashland still before I go over. And just loving and serving people is such a joy, honestly, and not forgetting that, because that's the whole point, just to love and serve, and how much fruit that brings into your life, and just trying to be obedient as you can, which is really hard. But God has just blessed me in so many different ways in the future, in the past, now that I look back at it and now. And so I'm really excited to see what is to come, honestly. Career-wise, I don't know how long I'll be playing basketball, but continuing to like use that platform for good, and honestly just pushing and learning about myself, because I'm still so young. I'm almost 23.
Almost so close.
Almost 23, which is so cool. And I'm just in this really cool season of life where I'm still being shaped, but I feel like I'm getting an idea of who I am, and the people that I love and things that I like to do. And I still don't have it figured out yet, but just, again, not forgetting like the point of it all. And I'm really excited to like look back at like even this moment and the moments to come and just be like, wow, gosh, that's like such a cool experience, and look how much I've grown and served and loved. And so, yeah, what about you?
It's such a heavy question, right? Like
Yeah.
when you get to the end of your life, it's almost like, what do you hope people are going to say at your funeral, right? Like, I know that
Yeah.
maybe I went too far with that, but genuinely,
No, that
that's
makes
what I
sense.
think of when
Yeah.
someone stands up. I would hope that people would say that in any interaction with me that they felt seen, that I really invested in the people that I was around. And I would hope that people would say that I passionately pursued the Lord.
Mm.
And that looks different day to day. But yeah, I think I've shared with you before, whenever I've done prayer walks around the gym, I look up at those murals and it's so cool. We have 3 national championship murals, and what a testament to all of the work that those young women put in to get up to that. And I would love to be able to win lots more of those. But at the end of the day, I want the young women whose faces are on those murals to come closer to having a better understanding of who they are and what they were created to be by the time they leave Ashland. More than I want championships, although they are wonderful, that is something that I really want the young ladies who come through here to be able to walk away having felt and experienced during their time here. So
There was one thing that stuck out to me. I don't remember. It was definitely like earlier on in my career, but you had always said that like when you get to heaven, you just want to see this huge group of Ashland women's basketball players in heaven, just, like cheering on and glorifying the Lord. And I just think that that's such a beautiful picture and so exciting. But how that's the mission. Yeah.
that's like what
You do.
that's
Yeah.
the word, a fleet of Ashland women's basketball alums.
Yeah.
All cheering on together in heaven. So yeah, that's the
beautiful.
story.
Yeah.
And then hopefully my kids, that is the other thing too. Sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in my work and how that can drive, but my kids, they're the number one people that I need to be shaping, and so I've got my work cut out with me.
Yeah, you got a lot of buckets, but I love it.
But it's great. So thanks for chatting, Hay. This has been so fun.
Thank you for doing this, seriously.
So good.
Yay.